The cafe felt quieter today, its usual hum dampened by the weight of unspoken thoughts. The little girl, sitting beside her daddy with pink bows in her hair, noticed it immediately. She could feel the adults around her, lost in their worries, their struggles visible in their eyes. Yet, all she could focus on was the bow slipping from her hair, the small thing that brought her comfort in a world that felt much too heavy for those around her. As she sipped her milkshake, her feet swinging beneath her, she let her imagination run wild, creating stories for the people who came and went. To her, this place was perfect, a world of warmth and simplicity, where time moved slowly and everything felt just right. She was unaware of the silent burdens around her, lost in the joy of being exactly where she was, surrounded by a comforting stillness that only a child could feel. Soon, her mummy would be here to pick her up and take her to the birthday party, full of cake, ice cream, and clowns. All her friends in one place. Oh, what fun that would be. But right now, her daddy was here, and a part of her never wanted him to leave. She wished this moment could last forever, just the two of them, coloring and laughing in the warmth of the cafe. Yet her thoughts drifted as they always did. Mummy and Daddy no longer lived together. She remembered the day they told her, their voices kind but sad, saying, "It's not your fault. Mummy and Daddy love you very much, but we no longer want to be together." She didn't understand why her family was no longer whole, why some days were spent with Mummy and others with Daddy. She missed the way things used to be, when everything made sense. The thought made her heart ache, a little sadness settling in her chest. But just as the sadness began to grow, her daddy's hand gently landed on hers as if by magic. It was warm, reassuring, reminding her that no matter what, he was here now. She smiled and giggled, hiding the ache deep inside, knowing her role well. Smile for Mummy, giggle for Daddy. Jokes and laughter pretend everything was just as it should be. She understood how to keep the peace, to be the little bridge between two worlds that no longer fit together. Her eyes wandered back to the couple at the table. They were talking, but something had shifted. Now, they both seemed lost in their own thoughts. There was something about them, something so sweet and true, though she knew they didn't really know each other. But in her mind, the story was different. She imagined how they met here in this very cafe, and how their connection grew simple, beautiful, like the stories of new mummies and daddies. She could picture them together, a family, just like hers used to be. But then, something in his eyes made her pause, a shadow that whispered this wouldn't be true, not for them, not like it was for her. She grabbed her crayons and set to work, her tiny hands moving quickly, determined. She was on a mission now. From color to color, her imagination ran wild and free, no boundaries to stop her. Her focus was sharp, the paper absorbing each stroke as she poured her heart into the drawing. She had no time to lose, and soon the page was filled with bright, swirling colors. Satisfied, she ripped it out of the book, jumped from her chair, and rushed across the cafe. "What are you doing, Claire?" Her daddy asked, his voice warm, not angry, not cross. "One moment, Daddy," she said, her voice filled with purpose. She hurried over to the man, the one whose eyes had caught her attention earlier, and with a big, proud smile, handed him the drawing. "This is for you." The man looked at her, a little taken aback, but touched by the gesture. "Oh, thank you, little one," he said, smiling. "It's very colorful." "Did you draw this?" "Yes, I did," she replied, her eyes sparkling with pride, her heart racing with the joy of giving something special to someone who needed it. A colorful swirl of shapes and lines, a mix of bright reds, yellows, and blues, overlapping and blending together in a joyful, chaotic pattern. In the center, there was a simple figure family with a little girl holding hands with two adults, one with a pink bow in her hair and the other standing tall beside her. Around them, the swirls seemed to dance, creating an image of warmth and togetherness, something she longed for but couldn't quite put into words. The colors, though wild and free, spoke of hope, of love, and of the simple comfort she found in the people around her. To her, the drawing wasn't just a picture, it was a little piece of herself, something she could give away to someone who, for a moment, seemed like they might need it. His eyes filled with wonder at the sweet little gesture, the weight of her innocence settling in his chest. A lump formed, and he could feel the tears threatening to spill, something he hadn't expected. He had always prided himself on having the right words, the right response, but this little girl, with her simple gift, had brought him to his knees. He was lost for a moment, unsure how to express the gratitude he felt. But before he could speak, the door to the café swung open, and the little girl's face lit up with pure joy. "Oh, Mummy, here you are, here you are," she screamed, running back to her table without even looking back. The conversation between her mummy and daddy began, soft and distant, but she didn't hear the words. Her world was spinning with the excitement of the moment. As they left the cafe, her eyes caught the man, now sitting back down with his book, carefully placing her drawing into its pages, preserving it with tenderness. That simple act filled her heart with joy. He was going to keep it. And for a moment, in her childlike way, she understood sometimes the smallest of gestures could make a difference, and she had given him something he would hold on to. The girl thought for a moment as she left the cafe, then smiled. So, happiness is something we create ourselves?